If artificial intelligence does the thinking for us, what kind of thinking do we as humans and leaders still need to practice? Hey, my name is Van der Puchet, and I believe that most of the world's problems are just interesting design challenges in disguise. Now, you've seen, and I've seen it, that AI is really accelerating the thinking and the pace of the world out there. But what also remains true for me is that we as humans still need to decide what really matters. But that brings its own set of complexities. And the insight is that as leaders, we increasingly need to kind of figure out what's going on. What am I trying to say? Bottom line is, in a world where AI can think for us, sense making becomes the real leadership skill that we need to acquire. Now, I've been on a journey of discovery, trying to find ways to kind of arm myself with the right concepts and ideas, from courses to books, just trying to kind of stay up to speed with what's going on. But that brings its own set of challenges, of course. And then recently, in an email newsletter by my friend Steven Anderson, Thinking Things I highly recommend, he mentioned Algo Deck, a set of cards that helps you figure out, discover, and learn a little bit more about all the different mental models, algorithms, and data structures related to computer science. And I thought, hey, let me check that out. It's cards after all. Okay, so the Algo Deck is positioned as a collection of mental models and frameworks for software engineers, problem solvers, and the curious. Totally sold. But I think, if I have to be honest, what really sold me on this card deck is just the beautiful design. So the care that has gone into the box, the design elements here, you have 54 cards, poker-side cards with illustrations in the back. So there's unique illustrations for each card. And then when you flip the cards over, there's a description that goes along with the illustration. So for example, this says compiler, and there's a description, and then you have the illustration supporting that. What is interesting about this is that you can use either side, so you can explore the illustrations. So I've done a card deck or reviewed a card deck before, Visual Frameworks by Dave Gray. It has a similar concept where you explore the illustrations and you grab one. This is kind of interesting, this illustration. Maybe you want to explore more about what this means, and then the descriptions at the back. So this is genetic algorithm. You might also ask me, perhaps you won't because you know me better by now, is that like, why cards? Now, why cards might make sense to you is that for me, I found that this is a great complement to all the materials that I've kind of gathered over time now with artificial intelligence in play and just getting myself up to speed with technology. The fact that it's cards means that I can explore this card deck in a non-linear way. I can just find the topics that I'm interested in or look at the illustrations and then kind of deep dive certain topics that is related to the problems that I'm trying to solve or the lessons I want to learn. The other thing is also, if you play with cards and you can start clustering concepts together. Maybe there's certain things that you want to explore, and just the tangible nature of cards, I'm very excited about it. And like I said before, this is complementary to the things that you are using already. And the fact that this is kind of related to computer science, hey, sign me up, baby. Let me not oversell this. Let me maybe read off one or two of the cards so that you can get a better idea of what this card deck is about and if this is useful to you. I've grabbed two, and these are funny, is two kind of terms, because I also think that this really helps you with your verbiage. So if you're in kind of leadership meetings and the tech boys roll in, you kind of know what they're talking about. You will hear the word neural network a lot in encoding. I'm going to read them off. Don't worry, I'm going to pop the illustration on the screen so you can have a look and a listen and to see if this makes sense. But just to show you, this is the illustration for neural network, and this is the illustration for encoding. But let's look at what is written on the actual card. Neural network. How can we write a computer program to find a cat in a photograph? It's quite a challenge. What if we could let the computer figure it out? A neural network is a system inspired by the brain. It learns to solve problems by repeated study of examples and improving on mistakes. A network is a set of interconnected neurons where connections have a weight, a value, tweaked by trial and error during the learning process. The connections between the neurons are the memory of the neural network. Gives you a good idea. Does it make sense, the illustration? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a look at encoding. You will hear this a lot as well. Encoding. How do you represent the alphabet on a computer with only two possible values, 0 and 1? We need to create unique combinations of 0 and 1s for each letter of the symbol. The same technique will apply for encoding colors, sounds, or photographs. Using the right data representation or encoding results in smaller file sizes and efficient storage. Huffman coding is a famous algorithm for finding the unique codes for every symbol of a given alphabet. So what you'll notice on the copy is that it's kind of written in a very human way, light tone, and something that you can quickly pick up and understand. It's not a deep scientific conversation. Of course, you can now go away and go do a deeper dive, but it creates that mental model. Also, the fact that you have these images kind of helps you learn and visualize them and retain the knowledge that you've picked up in a more meaningful way. Are you on the continuous sense-making journey like me? Perhaps the Algo Deck is something that you would like to add to your utility belt. For me, I love the fact that it really gets the concepts into your brain in a very concise way. It cuts through the clutter. And you get to pick up some of those terms that gets used in a lot of conversations these days very quickly. And also the design is beautiful. If you're interested in getting a set of these, you can go to algodeck.com and check out Francois Hull's work over there. Order yourself a set if you want. But then perhaps curiously, I've just accepted that you might be interested in this. What do you think of this? Is this something that you would use? And then, as always, thanks for watching. Catch you in the comments.